So today I want to talk about 5 small changes you can do in your lifestyle to achieve success in professional exams like CFA or FRM. And I've been thinking of this for quite some time, and I wanted to kind of assimilate my thoughts. So I've made the best 5 checklists today. The first point in my checklist is about the commuting time. Now, my assumption is that you're a working professional or you're a full-time college student, and then there is a lot of time that we spend commuting from place A to B. Now, I've seen a lot of people don't make good use of this time, and I wonder why not. If you're taking exams like CFA or FRM, every minute that you put in is going to bring in a lot of value. So maybe figure out ideas to start using that time. So based on this concept, we launched a product last year called Commuter Notes. And what we basically did is we created audio notes in a Q&A format. Now, right now, we just have this available for CFA level 1 and hopefully other exams very soon. You can create your own commuter notes. So maybe what you can do is, let's say you're reading something and you feel that I would want to remember this later on. So create a small voice memo for yourself, put that into your mobile phone, and then every time you're commuting, keep on listening to stuff like this, right? And then the more you optimize time, this is like your bonus. That's not your active study time, and still you're using it for your benefit. So that was number 1. Number 2 is about how you make use of your social media. So all of us end up spending a lot of unproductive time on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, maybe to some extent, and Instagram, and I don't know. So the list goes on. So figure out. So number 1 is see if you can avoid that time. B, if you have to, then your feed in your social media should totally be filled up with CFA content. So go and like all the CFA exam prep providers pages, and figure out if there is any other way you can bring your CFA or FRM content on your Facebook or Twitter handle. So like for example, on Filtry's Facebook page, we post one multiple choice question daily, right? And we have kind of a decent fan following, and then people try to answer that question every day. And I think that's a smart way of using your Facebook time. So if you're anyway spending time, you might as well use that time from CFA perspective, right? So that was number 2 on the list. Number 3, I wanted to talk about this concept called post-its. Now, some of you might already be using it, and those of you who are not, I would recommend start experimenting with them. Like when I took CFA exams, they were a phenomenal help, because when I took the exams, I was working and I was taking CA exams together, that started accountancy, and CFA together, and it used to be kind of too much to remember stuff, right? So one of the things I did is I started making use of these post-its, and every time, let's say there was some formula that I might want to remember, or some sentence that I might want to read again and again, I would just put it on post-its, and maybe go and put that on your refrigerator, put that on your dining table, put that on your computer desk, put that at a place where you spend a lot of time. And then what happens is you end up looking at this when you're not actively studying. Maybe you're working and you end up looking at those post-it, and then the pictorial memory starts working, and it kind of automatically forces you to remember that even if you don't want to. So that's a very, very smart way of doing it. So start making use of post-its. It might help a lot. The 4th thing I wanted to recommend is this idea of doing 10 questions a day in the office on non-study time, right? So let's assume that you're allocating about 3 to 4 hours a day for your studies, maybe a little lesser. But then in your office time or in your college time, there are these moments which you end up not utilizing fruitfully. One of the things you can do is start doing 10 questions a day. Keep that as a target, and imagine if you're preparing for 3 months or 4 months, that's 120 days into 10 questions a day. It turns out to be 1200 questions over a period of 4 months, right? That's a lot of practice, and you're doing this practice even when you're not actively studying. So how you can do it is you can have CFA Institute has this app through which you can access CFA curriculum, and you can use the questions in the app itself. In fact, I also use this app from Texas Instrument. They have this app for the calculator. I think it's available only on the iOS. I'll put the link in the description. You can also have that app. Very useful. It's a little expensive, I guess. I'm not sure, about $20. But the benefit of this is you're carrying your mobile phone everywhere, right? So that means you have access to your calculator everywhere. And then open up the CFA Institute app, open up CFA end of the chapter curriculum question, and then keep a target 10 questions a day. And even without you realizing, your practice the number of questions you practice will start increasing over the period of time. So that was number 4. And then number 5, and I'm kind of keeping the most important one to the end. There's this rule that many of us practice, and I myself have experimented it on myself. I call this a 5-minute motivation rule. Right. So what you basically want to do is, when you start your day in the morning, steal those 5 minutes for yourself, and then that is the time you want to talk to yourself and say or speak or ask yourself why I'm doing what I'm doing today, why the CFA charter is so important for me, or why FRM designation is so important to me, and then try to motivate yourself in those 5 minutes, right? And everyone has a different way in which all of us are motivated and inspired by different things. So figure out what works for you and start spending those 5 minutes every day in the morning, and trust me, if you do it long enough, it kind of brings phenomenal results, right? Because you're spending 5 minutes every day, and over a period of time, automatically you kind of start feeling it, and it keeps you going the whole day. So these were my 5 small changes you can incorporate in the lifestyle to get the success. If you have any more suggestions, more ideas, just put them in the comments, and I'll try to incorporate them in the subsequent videos, and also try to practice them myself. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.